Before you find your soulmate, you must first discover your soul.
Without causality in the world, there is no point in educating people or making any moral or political appeal. My happiness grows in direct proportion to my acceptance and in inverse proportion to my expectations. Every time I plant a seed, he say, kill it before it grow. He say, kill it before they grow. Definitions are the guardians of rationality, the first line of defense against the chaos of mental disintegration. One of the most important things in life is family. If your origin is bad, it will affect your future negatively.
If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way.
Any fool can be happy. It takes a man with real heart to make beauty out of the stuff that makes us weep.
Do not wait for the last judgment. It comes every day. Don't worry about being effective. Just concentrate on being faithful to the truth.
Swords can win territories but not hearts. Forces can bend heads but not minds.
Karma is given, not to those who ask, but to those who ask of nothing.
With every part you act, there must be a little of yourself in it. There isn't, it's not acting. It's lying.
You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream.
Light cannot lose in a race against darkness, even if denied a head start. The timing of your struggle depends on how resistant you are to your molding. The best view comes after the hardest climb. Don't own so much clutter that you will be relieved to see your house catch fire. Be kind to one another, even when it's not requested. It is life, I think, to watch the water. A man can learn so many things. The thing about lying to your parents is, you have to do it to protect them. It's for their own good.
Art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable.
You don't believe things because they make your life better. You believe them because they're true. Sometimes bad things have to happen before good things can. If you hear how wonderful you are, often enough, you begin to believe it, no matter how you try to resist it. Champions have the courage to keep turning the pages, because they know a better chapter lies ahead.
I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work.
This, the language of deception, we both understand. We were born to it, along with the curses. Common man's patience will bring him more happiness than common man's power. Facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored.
Fix your mind on truth. Hold firm to virtue. Rely on loving kindness, and find your recreation in the arts.
The world needs your unique path. Chart it fearlessly. If anyone on the verge of action should judge himself according to the outcome, he would never begin. Stand up and walk. Move on. After all, you have perfect legs to stand on. Even if you don't have all the things you want, be grateful for the things you don't have that you don't want.
Just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's not happening. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose.
The aim of life is to live, and to live means to be aware, joyously, drunkenly, serenely, divinely aware.
Politeness is the first thing people lose once they get the power.
This is a wonderful day. I have never seen this one before.
Whether we fall by ambition, blood, or lust, like diamonds, we are cut with our own dust. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
If you think life is magical or life is hard, either way you are right. Your thoughts are the source of reality.
Distance sometimes lets you know who is worth keeping and who is worth letting go. Tomorrow hopes we have learned something from yesterday.
Tragedy and adversary are the stones we sharpen our swords against so we can fight new battles.
Instinct is a makeshift, an admission of helplessness before the problem of reality.
Your heart is the size of an ocean. Go find yourself in its hidden depths. Faith and reason are like two wings of the human spirit by which it soars to the truth.
You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. If you correct your mind, the rest of your life will fall into place. Small good decisions will lead you to the glorious path of success.
We're here and then we're gone. And it's not about the time we're here, but what we do with the time.
But better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. Positive expectations are the mark of the superior personality. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood.
Making mistakes is better than faking perfections. Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things.
Believe those who are seeking the truth. Doubt those who find it.
Challenge and adversity are meant to help you know who you are. Storms hit your weakness, but unlock your true strength. Wisdom is the oneness of mind that guides and permeates all things. If you aren't willing to work for it, don't complain about not having it.
There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs.
Concern yourself not with what you tried and failed in, but with what is still possible to do. You've never lived what you are thinking, and that isn't good. Only the ideas we actually live are of any value. To pay attention, this is our endless and proper work.
He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. Keep a little fire burning, however small, however hidden.
Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it.
An over-examination of life can deter you from life itself.
Beware of those who are bitter, for they will never allow you to enjoy your fruit. It is not as much about who you used to be as it is about who you choose to be.
There are routes not to be followed, armies not to be attacked, citadels not to be besieged, territory not to be fought over. Sometimes not getting what you want is a brilliant stroke of luck. Leaders are limited by their vision rather than by their abilities.
Creativity flows when the mind is light. Be light and ignite your imagination.
Stay in the center, and you will be ready to move in any direction.
You have to fight through some bad days to learn the best days of your life.
What is important is not what you hear said, it's what you observe.
The light at the end of the tunnel is just the light of an oncoming train. Today is the oldest you've ever been, and the youngest you'll ever be again. The more ways you can tell a story and paint a picture, the better it is.
Positive expectations are the mark of the superior personality.
Time has always been the greatest ally to truth, as time eventually relieves and reveals all. Take a deep breath. It's just a bad day, not a bad life. Many people pray to be kept out of unexpected problems. Some people pray to be able to confront and overcome them.
Your life has a limit, but knowledge has none. If you use what is limited to pursue what has no limit, you will be in danger. During a conversation, listening is as powerful as loving.
Actions define a man, Words were a fart in the wind. An ability to look into the confusing mess of life and see things for what they are.
I'm not afraid of storms, for I am learning how to sail my ship. Falling down is an accident. Staying down is a choice.
We are addicted to our thoughts. We cannot change anything if we cannot change our thinking. I'm not into this whole move with the times thing. I reckon we should just decide on a year and stick with it.
I admire those who do good and expect nothing in return.
Time is my friend when it doesn't let the bad moments stay, but it becomes my enemy when it lets the good moments pass by. Shallow men believe in luck or in circumstance. Strong men believe in cause and effect.
Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. Think well.
Surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher.
To truly laugh, you must be able to take your pain and play with it.
I never want to change so much that people can't recognize me.
The moon and the stars shine, even when the clouds hide the sunbeams. Never curse a fall. The ground is where humility lives.
Yet we must say something when those who say the most are saying nothing. Closed in a room, my imagination becomes the universe, and the rest of the world is missing out. The place to improve the world is first in one's own heart and head and hands, and then work outward from there.
Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. Forget what hurts you, but never forget what it taught you.
You've a good heart. Sometimes that's enough to see you safe wherever you go, but mostly it's not. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Your life will not end with death. You are immortal. You are always there, and you always will be. Stand behind the stories that are real, not just real. Free yourself from society's advice. Most of them have no idea of what they're doing.
I think there is only one quality worse than hardness of heart, then that is softness of head. Life is too short when you think of the length of death. Either you want change or you want comfort, but you can't have both. Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want.
Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't. We can't go back and change what happened. It's what we do next that matters. When the darkness closes all around, beauty is still there just waiting to be found. Because horror on earth is real and it is every day. It is like a flower or like the sun, it cannot be contained. Because sometimes things happen to people, and they're not equipped to deal with them. It is better to walk in light than to dance in darkness. Never complain, never explain. Resist the temptation to defend yourself or make excuses. We have our dreams because without them, we could not bear the truth.
There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent. If truth doesn't set you free, generosity of spirit will.
The most important thing is this: to sacrifice what you are now for what you can become tomorrow. If it didn't come with being humiliated, it wouldn't be my life at all.
In making tactical dispositions, the highest pitch you can attain is to conceal them.
Who you are tomorrow begins with what you do today. The nobler sort of man emphasizes the good qualities in others and does not accentuate the bad. The inferior does. There's only so much emotional superglue in a person's soul that everything just stays broken. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. Wisdom comes from experience. Experience is often a result of lack of wisdom. You're already in the territory of the flowers. It's only a matter of time before you bloom. I think that only if one feels immensely important can one feel truly light. When friendship is settled, you must trust. Before friendship is formed, you must pass judgment.
I live in my own little world, but it's okay. They know me here.
Where your treasure is, there will your heart beat also. I am afraid, not of life or death or nothingness, but of wasting it as if I had never been.
Everything is hard before it is easy. Health is hearty. Health is harmony. Health is happiness.
You must have someone in your circle who you can bounce off your ideas without being dissuaded. Decide how badly you want it, then proceed accordingly. When people try to tell you who you are, don't believe them.
Colors blind the eye. Sounds deafen the ear. Flavors numb the taste. Thoughts weaken the mind. Desires wither the heart.
We never know which lives we influence or when or why. We all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them. The only way to survive eternity is to be able to appreciate each moment.
Knowledge is merely brilliance in organization of ideas and not wisdom. The truly wise person goes beyond knowledge.
If someone does not want me, it is not the end of the world. But if I do not want me, the world is nothing but endings. Common sense in an uncommon degree is what the world calls wisdom. Having perfected our disguise, we spend our lives searching for someone we don't fool. If you take responsibility for yourself, you will develop a hunger to accomplish your dreams. The decision is your own voice. An opinion is the echo of someone else's voice. Even though our time in this life is temporary, if we live well enough, our legacy will last.
You endure what is unbearable, and you bear it. That is all. We don't have to defeat any individual but our own self. A fool despises good counsel, but a wise man takes it to heart.
Biology gives you a brain. Life turns it into a mind.
It does not matter how slowly you go, so long as you do not stop.
A lie can run round the world before the truth has got its boots on.
Life happens, shit happens, and it happens a lot, to a lot of people.
Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get.
Each star is a mirror reflecting the truth inside you. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding.
Never trust a person that has let you down more than 2 times. Once was a warning, twice was a lesson, and anything more than that is simply taking advantage.
You are in charge of your own happiness. You don't need to wait for other people's permission to be happy.
Trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. We have not been rewarded to evolve over our failures, but punished never to make mistakes again. The choices we make dictate the lives we lead.
A common man marvels at uncommon things. A wise man marvels at the commonplace. When you change your thoughts, remember to also change your world. The most common form of despair is not being who you are.
The place where you made your stand never mattered, only that you were there and still on your feet. True success cannot be achieved until you have experienced failure. If you're going to kick authority in the teeth, you might as well use 2 feet. You'll never find a rainbow if you're looking down.
A person's limitations are only measured by their drive to succeed.
You have forgotten the one who doesn't care about ownership, who doesn't try to turn a profit from every human exchange. All the work you are doing in silence is opening doors. Trust your pace.
So many people love you. Don't focus on the people who don't. Without subtle ingenuity of mind, one cannot make certain of the truth of their reports.
When you fail, you also learn how not to fail. A man must wage war on himself to defeat his weaknesses and conquer his strengths. Of all creatures that breathe and move upon the earth, nothing is bred that is weaker than man. After everything has been said and done, all you have is your story. Make sure it's worth telling. Nothing has to be true forever, just for long enough. When you are in company of people who don't add value to your life, you risk wasting your effort to succeed. To invent your own life's meaning is not easy, but it's still allowed, and I think you'll be happier for the trouble. I don't need it to be easy, I need it to be worth it. In order to succeed, your desire for success should be greater than your fear of failure.
Success is a flower that doesn't grow in everyone's garden.
A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. Even a snail will eventually reach its destination. Everyday gratitude sweetens what appears flavorless and brightens all that appears dim.
We live only now. Everything else is either past or is unknown. If everyone wants to be somebody, I want to be somebody else.
Anyone who doesn't take truth seriously in small matters cannot be trusted in large ones either. Don't have hope that your situation will be better. Have hope that your future will be brighter.
He who knows he is a fool is not the biggest fool. He who knows he is confused is not in the worst confusion.
The only reason for a test is to grow our faith in his ability to help us pass it.
If their forces are substantial, prepare for them. If their forces are strong, avoid them. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up. But when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again.
You can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. You have to go to them sometime. The smallest thing well done becomes artistic.
Every beginning has an end, and every end is a new beginning.
A creative life cannot be sustained by approval any more than it can be destroyed by criticism. Even a mistake may turn out to be the one thing necessary to a worthwhile achievement.
People's wealth consists upon their freedom, individual resources, and good social life. Everything that is done in this world is done by hope.
You cannot connect with anyone except through reality.
There's more to logic than identifying logical fallacies.
Problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines. I like shape very much. A novel has to have shape, and life doesn't have any. When you open your mind, you open new doors to new possibilities for yourself and new opportunities to help others. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. Just when you think it can't get any worse, it can. And just when you think it can't get any better, it can.
A real scientist solves problems, not wails that they are unsolvable.
I guess sometimes you have to lie to find the truth.
Reason is, and ought only to be the slave of the passions.
Listen with curiosity, speak with honesty, act with integrity. I don't think that there are any limits to how excellent we could make life seem.
But only he who, himself enlightened, is not afraid of shadows.
If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. When it resonates and you feel it, then it was meant for you. The reason why the universe is eternal is that it does not live for itself. It gives life to others as it transforms.
Make visible what, without you, might perhaps never have been seen.
The secret of life, though, is to fall 7 times and to get up 8 times.
If truth is not acceptable, it becomes the imagination of others. As he learns the truth will automatically free him. A battering ram can knock down a city wall, but it cannot stop a hole. Different things have different uses.
I distrust every idea that doesn't seem obsolete and grotesque to my contemporary. Life, it's not just about watching the stars, it's about shining with them.
Respond intelligently, even to unintelligent treatment. Truth often sacrificed for the sake of stability and peace. They don't actually want you to do your own thing, not unless it's their thing too.
Possibilities are endless as long as you don't limit yourself. That truth should be silent. I had almost forgot.
When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everyone will respect you. If you are untrustworthy, people will not trust you.
Things change, and friends leave. Life doesn't stop for anybody. Future generations will remember me not for sitting on that chair, but for getting up when the time came. Life might take you down different roads, but each of you gets to decide which one to take.
It's not whether you got knocked down, it's whether you get back up.
You cannot live a nonviolent life as long as you are consuming violence. Please consider going vegan. Until you change how you get things done, you'll never know what works best.
Thus the expert in battle moves the enemy and is not moved by him.
Your greatest self has been waiting your whole life. Don't make it wait any longer. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation.
I'm going to try speaking some reckless words, and I want you to try to listen recklessly.
Our most significant opportunities will be found in times of greatest difficulty. It is impossible or not easy to alter by argument what has long been absorbed by habit. We fool ourselves so much we could do it for a living.
Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. But every difference of opinion is not a difference of principle.
Those who wish to read always find a book. There are new chapters, new pages, and new journey to embark on. If you don't care for obscenity, you don't care for the truth. If you don't care for the truth, watch how you vote. Don't turn over the rocks if you don't want to see the pale creatures who live under them. Through synergy of intellect, artistry, and grace came into existence the blessing of a dancer. If you cannot find an element of humor in something, you're not taking it seriously enough. Life doesn't just happen to you. You receive everything in your life based on what you've given. We live in an age when unnecessary things are our only necessities.
If fate doesn't make you laugh, you just don't get the joke.
The purpose of literature is to turn blood into ink.
The elegance under pressure is the result of fearlessness.
Whatever their future, At the dawn of their lives, men seek a noble vision of man's nature and of life's potential. This body is fragile. It is just flesh. Listen to the heartbeat. Life depends on the pumping of a muscle. If you think you can do a thing, or think you can't do a thing, you're right. Be a surfer. Watch the ocean. Figure out where the big waves are breaking and adjust accordingly. Create a vision for the life you really want and then work relentlessly towards making it a reality. I had learned that when you want something really good for you, you must work hard for it or you must pay for it. Time throws you out of its dimensionless planar like a boomerang. It unites with you again in death.
Politics determines who has the power, not who has the truth. Do more listening than talking. Talk more about them than about you. Once friends as batchmates, but now different batches divide us.